Hi there. My name is Jean-Guillaume Forand. I've been teaching economics here at Waterloo for 10 years now. Um, where Before that, I spent a year in Rochester after my PhD, which I did at the University of Toronto. And then the rest of my education was all in economics and all in Canada. Some at the University of Ottawa and then some at the Université du Québec à Montréal in Montreal. Yeah, in terms of, I've only ever done academics either as a student or as a professor. So I don't have any experience that's not inside universities. I've always loved studying. So for me, becoming a professor in a university was pretty much the best job I can think of, and I still think that that's the case. So I had a bit of an odd trajectory into economics. So in high school, I I used to read a ton of history and philosophy, but I was good at math. So the idea that I would go into social sciences or another arts discipline was just unacceptable to the people around me. And so I started out in physics, but I didn't enjoy it at all. And so then at the first chance, I switched into economics, partly because that would make my mother cry less than what I would have wanted to do, which is to switch into history, probably, or sociology. She did cry, but just not as much as she would have otherwise. And then after that, I didn't enjoy economics much as an undergrad. I don't remember much of what I learned there. I spent most of my time in other departments because that's what interested me. In my master's, I decided to do a master's in economics, partly to do it in the history of economic thought. So it was more the history of ideas that interested me. There, I did a master's thesis on the history of game theory, and so read a bunch of game theory papers while preparing that, and I just thought that was pretty fascinating. So I took all of the MA and PhD courses in my master's on economic theory I could find, and decided I wanted to do a PhD in economics and in applied theory specifically, and so that's how I ended up here. I like a lot of things about the economics department at Waterloo. First, it's a fun place to work. I have great colleagues. We all get along. We're all curious about each other's research. We have a good mix of people in different fields. I don't know what it looks like from the perspective of a student, but it's not all academic departments are actually fun places to work, and ours is, and so that's great. I think our undergraduate program is also stellar. I think Waterloo, for undergraduate students, has the reputation of maybe not being a very fun place to study, but in terms of just the academic talent of the students that we see, it's pretty remarkable. And so there's just a bunch of students in our courses that are happy to be there, that want to learn things, and they're just a lot of fun to teach. My research is in theory, so micro theory. Some of it is more applied, so this is developing models that try to either explain or capture or predict certain observed phenomena in economics. Some of my research is more sort of purely theoretical, in that there the point is to study the models that we do have, study their properties, or study how to develop them further. And so that's research that's more focused on developing more theoretical tools. And in terms of the field, most of my research is in what's called political economy, which is the application of the tools of economics to political phenomena. And so this would be, developing, for example, models of elections that try to explain what position parties are going to take in elections, and why they would do that, how voters respond to various parties' platforms, and these kinds of questions. So that's what political economy deals with.